Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Henry Batova Gymnasium here on the campus of American International College for tonight's Northeast 10 Conference Volleyball Quarterfinal matchup. Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets here, alongside my broadcast partner, Kevin Pender. Kevin, glad to have you along.
Good to be here, Seth.
We've had you for a few games. You've gotten a chance to see both of these teams. Now, I haven't obviously been busy with soccer. As much as I love being in here, obviously can't be in two places at once, but you can tell me what you saw when these two teams matched up the first time and what you've seen out of the Yellow Jackets the last couple weeks as they head into now tournament time.
Sure, yeah, the first time, the first and third sets were a little bit closer. A couple unforced errors on both sides from the service line, a couple hitting errors kept the match tight. But when AIC was in system, they were tough to stop, and Assumption had to work really hard to try to keep the ball alive and fire back at them.
Assumption had lost 5 in a row going into the final day of the season, win 3-2 over Franklin Pierce to sneak in as the 8th seed. This is a team that has not made the NE10 tournament for 20 years. 2001 was their last appearance. But you got to think that they're not going to be content with just being happy to get this far. What do you expect out of the Greyhounds tonight?
I think they're going to come hard at the Yellow Jackets this evening. I see a new outside hitter that wasn't playing last game, so I'm not sure that they were missing pieces last time they matched up with AIC in the regular season, but I wouldn't be surprised to see their middles get active early in this match to see if they can contest the AIC block and spread them a little thin across the net.
Well, they're going to have a lot of pieces to contend with for the Yellow Jackets offense. It's been a very successful year for the first time in program history. The Yellow Jackets NE10 regular season champions. Who are some people that you expect to have big nights in black and gold?
Of course, I have to mention Andrea Sararosa because she's just been a force on the outside pin. She's been great from the service line with her top spin serve. But honestly, I think Ada from the middle, and whenever Amber Williams is hitting from the right side, she's tough to stop. She's flying high, hitting hard, and it's tough to get blockers in front of her. And even when they do, a lot of times she's hitting over the top. And the defense is kind of just hoping to get touched by it.
Yeah, the few matches that I have been able to be at this season, Kev, it's been a lot of different pieces for the Yellow Jackets. I know Uli Blomgren has been very good. Paula Soto Burgos has had a big thing. As you know, as a coach, if you don't have a good setter, you don't have anything. And the Yellow Jackets, as the ball bounces right over here, speaking of, have one of the best in Naomi Eckert-Rivera. What does she bring to the table?
She's been great. Even when she's, they're digging balls up around the attack line, she's able to get there and still keep the offense in system, keeping all three hitters available, finding some back row attacks when needed. Paula had a great day on their senior night from the right side pin. Janae Kelly came in to serve in the back row for her. I mean, they were really balanced all around. It was tough to find, a piece to attack, and that's really how they took care of Southern New Hampshire. There was no weak link in the offense. They were pretty much firing all cylinders, no matter where they were attacking from.
Well, you're getting a look right now as the Yellow Jackets warm up. We have the starting lineups. Kevin, why don't you give us what Assumption's bringing to the table with their starting 7?
All right. Well, starting off at setting is Kyra Belden. The libero is going to be Barbara Illig. And then rolling down, we have another libero DS that will see the court in Brandy Montoya. The middle hitter to start will be Ruthie Riddenhoff. And the freshman outside, Alexis DeStasio, is going to see the court today, as well as outside Carly Goodhue. And the other middle blocker tonight will be Alana Herska.
It's a good lineup for head coach Kyle Medeiros, who's, again, his team in the NE10 tournament was going through the history of this Assumption team, have never actually even taken a set in postseason play. So looking to make history tonight, which is motivating in and of itself. You always want to be the first to do something. I know it's a thing for our men's soccer team, the first first NCAA tournament appearance for them this year. So got to imagine that motivates Assumption a bit for your Yellow Jackets. So the starting lineup looks like this. We mentioned the setter, Naomi Eckert-Rivera. She's a sophomore at Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. Into the middle for AIC, Ada Aguilera Martinez, junior, Barcelona, Spain. She'll be wearing the number 3. She'll be joined by number 10, Milani Hernandez, sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Swinging for the Yellow Jackets, the number 16, Andrea Sararosa, the graduate student outside hitter, defending NE10 Player of the Year, tall, to Puerto Rico native. She'll be joined by number 17, Ulrika Blomgren, freshman outside hitter. Sollentuna, Sweden has been a great addition for this AIC team. Janae Kelly getting the start tonight, sophomore defensive specialist, Plano, Texas native, and the libero, number 7, Amanda Rodriguez, the junior out of Miami, Florida, is one of the leading players in the NE10 in terms of digs and just really makes things happen for the Yellow Jackets out there.
wherever they attack the ball, somehow she comes out of nowhere. She's cleaning the floor, diving left and right, whether it's one-hand stabs, good platform touches. She's keeping balls alive that I'm like, oh, that's a great swing, and she comes flying out of nowhere, taking balls off the rafters when needed. And even out of system, she's done a good job setting up the offense when Naomi's getting that first dig or unable to go back and get the setting attempt.
So we're getting ready here to officially announce the starting lineups. As you can see out on the court, the Yellow Jackets just breaking their huddle. Greyhounds on the baseline. AIC in black and gold will go left to right as you look at your computer screen here at the Henry Batova Gymnasium. While the Hounds in blue and white will go right to left. We'll take a quick breather for the official announcements, and when we come back, we will have volleyball.
Tonight's matchup will showcase the 8th Assumption University Greyhounds and the first seed American International College Yellow Jackets. Now the starting lines for tonight's match. First is the team, the Assumption Greyhounds. A junior setter from Austin, Kansas, number 1, Kyle. A sophomore defensive specialist from Aurora, Colorado, representing Greyhounds. A freshman
Welcome back to the Henry Batova Gymnasium. Seth Dussault, Kevin Pender alongside of me. The Yellow Jackets and the Greyhounds, AIC winners of 17 straight matches. Looking to carry that run into the postseason. Coach, as you know, when the playoffs start, everybody's 0-0. Anything can happen. That's why they play the games. It's not as though we haven't seen 8 seeds upset 1 seeds before. Yellow Jackets looking to avoid that tonight.
This is where the stories are written, right here. The fresh start, new season. AIC hoping to take that experience and undefeated streak right here into the playoffs. Absolutely.
Should the Yellow Jackets win the day today here at Batova Gym, the semifinals and finals of the Northeast 10 Conference Championship Tournament would also be here in Springfield. We'd have the call for you on that Friday, 5 and 7. Saturday, the championship game at 7 as well. That is what AIC is playing for. They have hosted the Final Four before because it's at the highest remaining seed. And a few years ago, I think it was Adelphi that might have been the number 1. Went down to the 8 in the first round. AIC was the 2, had the advantage of ending up being the home team as a result. It can happen, it does happen. We saw in women's soccer, the 8-seeded Southern Connecticut State Owls upended Southern New Hampshire 2-1. These Assumption Greyhounds in field hockey, they were the 1, and it took them a 2-1 victory over the 8-seeded, I believe it was St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans. So certainly no guarantees. Of course, you might flip over to men's soccer where Franklin Pierce's men went a 5-0 win over Southern Connecticut.
We were watching that after the regular season game here, and that was a tough one to see him go down like that. But any given day, here we go. This is where it all starts.
And it is Blomgren who will serve first for the Yellow Jackets, the rookie out of Sweden. And we are officially underway at the Henry Batova Gymnasium as the Greyhounds look to move it on the left side. AIC has already rejected 2 Assumption attacks. And that'll be the first point of the night to the Yellow Jackets as that attack went wide.
I'm excited to see AIC starting in rotation 5. You know, 2 of their strongest hitters in the front row, great blockers, really ready to contest the Assumption attack.
Blomgren again into the back corner. Greyhounds get the ball over, and the Yellow Jackets response. Milani Hernandez with the first kill.
Awesome sprawl dig by Janae Keller to keep that play not only alive, but that dig went right to target to feed the middle and transition off a dig. It's very difficult, and they made it look like a cakewalk.
That's what you talked about with the ball movement that the Yellow Jackets capable of having is the Greyhounds come on to the attack. That was good, Hugh. And that was Andrea Cerro-Rosa and the defending MVP. That's why.
She's just swinging like it, finding a good high swing down the line into the seam early. That's got to get this Assumption defense thinking on their heels early here.
So the Yellow Jackets, the first 3 points of the match. See if they can make it 4. They will not. The serve goes long. And if you're Assumption, you got to take advantage of this.
Absolutely. AIC is not going to give you many opportunities to get one back here. Good chance to reapply some pressure and get AIC out of a comfortable serve receive. They're usually pretty good out of rotation 5.
And the serve, the Yellow Jackets. Here's the set, and that did not take long.
No, there it is. A great back to Milani Hernandez. She's so good in that rotation coming out of the right side. You make a perfect pass, and now you have 2 big threats on both pins. Makes the blockers go crazy.
We'll get another look at that one in a moment, as right now AIC's got Amanda Rodriguez serving. A-Rod steps into this and low, and not a great dig or set, and the Greyhounds end up fouling there. Let's go back to that last kill, though. Take another look at the swing, and you can just see from our net cam the amount of pop that has.
It's a great view. She got up high and found a good angle.
Rodriguez's serve. Greyhounds able to dig it out. They'll go on the attack, and that is really well placed by Anna Dean, the freshman out of Monroe, Michigan. First kill for the Greyhounds.
Entering the game and serving for the Greyhounds, number 5, Alexander Karwizek.
Yeah, in that last play, they found a good in-system set out to the outside hitter, and she was able to make us pay. But before that, the backcourt setter couldn't handle that tight pass.
See if Assumption can string something together on their second service. And the answer is no, Andrea Serra Rosa. If Assumption can't string points together, they're obviously going to have a very hard time winning this match.
Absolutely. They need to get at least 2 or 3 in a row before they let AIC get back on offense.
Now it is the setter, Eckert Rivera, for the Yellow Jackets. Among the better servers on this AIC team, and that time Assumption able to find things, but
yeah, the up official didn't like the ball contact there on the setter, and coach taking an early timeout now, trying to get his team in rhythm early before the hole gets too deep.
Yeah, already down 7-2. AIC 4 swings, 4 kills. Obviously hitting 1,000, much like in baseball, is unlikely for a whole match. But if you're swinging like that, it's AIC's bread and butter because they have so many good attackers.
It really is, and Assumption hasn't even gotten a dig. These have been all clean kills, right straight to the wood, without defenders really even managing a touch, let alone a dig. So I think it's going to give the AIC offense a lot of confidence to keep swinging. And what the behind-the-scenes action there, though, is that great dig and defense. I mean, when we're able to keep the offense in rhythm, it's really going to put a tall task in front of the Assumption blockers to try and slow them down.
And you talked about the spread of the offense, too, and Serra Rosa with 2 kills, Hernandez with 2 kills, so you've got an outside and a middle, and equally adept at getting the ball down. 2 different digs with Kelly and Rodriguez. Eckert's got 4 assists already. So the whole thing is working for the Yellow Jackets on both sides, offense and defense. And that, again, what AIC looks to do is just spread it out and make it so that you can't just pick one player to defend.
The opposing middle blocker can't really lean or cheat to one side or the other because dual threats on both left and right side. Even when Milani's in the middle, still got to get a lot of pressure from her, but you can't commit a blocker from a pin because you can't leave Andrea undefended. It would just be painful for your back row.
And now Palisota Burgos is out on the floor for the Yellow Jackets as Assumption mishandles the serve, and that's the ace for the setter. Naomi Eckert Rivera makes it an 8-2 ball game.
Some great movement there on her float serve, really putting some pressure on number 5, Alexandra Kravitz.
East Patchogue, New York native, able to find that one, and Assumption makes quick work.
I think that's going to be Assumption's best hope, is to try to hit high hands off the AIC block because the blocker's a little defenseless up there. So if they can get some touches, it's going to be tough to beat the AIC block and find the ground a lot, but hands are always a good option.
Got to find something that's going to work as a swing from the outside on the right by Serra Rosa. Speaking of things that are hard to do, defending that.
Yeah, and AIC put their defender in a good spot. She made a good read, but I mean, really just had to get 6 inches lower and earlier to try and have even a hope's chance of digging that ball. That ball was hit really hard.
Serra Rosa will serve. 9-3 the score, as you can see here. The Yellow Jackets in command as a little bit of a curveball on the serve there. The Greyhounds find it, but not a good set, and it ends up being a point for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we've seen that in the last 2 games. Andrea Serra's topspin jump serve really, keeps the serve receive deep, back and deep and gets them out of system pretty quickly. We saw a case in point right there. Assumption not able to really muster up anything that looks like offense and leads to the unforced error.
Another service, and again, the Yellow Jackets make it look easy. Swing tipped at the line, or was it? They'll say no. Assumption's going to get the point. AIC, I'll look up at the up official, but she says that went over. It's obviously.
Yeah, we had a tough view at the table here, not able to see the touch of the contact off the blockers. I thought I saw a block based on the ball flight.
Yeah, no, I thought it did as well, but the officials got a better view than we do, and Brandy Montoya will serve. That's Palisota Burgos. And almost no difference between her and Andrea Serra Rosa in terms of the power on the swing, and Assumption just looks defenseless.
Yeah, generating a ton of velocity, and that's a pretty fast-paced tempo set to the right side. And I mean, just the line was open. I almost feel bad for the defender that's sitting there defenseless.
Martinez to serve. Assumption, good look that time, but AIC able to get the dig at Serra Rosa in the back row. Blomgren took something off of that one. Greyhounds now try a tip play, and it's going to work. Ritterhoff, it's just proof that you don't always have to blast the ball. Sometimes subtlety.
Yeah, that was a really smart play by the Assumption attacker, and she found enough space in the floor. A little hesitation by the AIC defense. Ada being a middle back defender, not always a first option, but that second of hesitation cost him the point.
DeStasio, the server for the Greyhounds, as AIC try a soft touch that doesn't work. The dig at the back by Sarah Rosa. Blomgren coming across, hits the corner. That's a tough shot because you've got to hit it just right where it's not going to go long on you, but it's got to get past the defenders as well and able to place it perfectly.
She found a fantastic touch there, around the block, into an open space in the back corner, and just really, found a great angle.
Janae Kelly out of Plano, Texas, as we mentioned in the lineup, as AIC subbing through. The serve just goes long.
She had a couple really good service runs against Southern New Hampshire the other night, so I'm not surprised she's in there. She's been a good server. That ball just carried a little long. It's what coaches might call a happy miss, going long versus going short into the net.
Yeah. Sophia Noel, a sophomore out of Hamden, Massachusetts. Minnechaug grad, just up the street here from AIC. Someone you're familiar with. We can talk about that in a little bit, as Assumption just hit the ball back over. Tipped down and a kill by Naomi Eckert-Rivera. That is making something out of nothing, because that was not a good set.
Absolutely. I think Assumption kind of fell asleep that they had a front row setter on the other side of the net that was live and able to go up and attack the ball. And they paid the price for it. But yeah, Sophia Noel, I got to coach her with the Bay State games in the West Tournament, and I had to play against her in high school. She was a great player at Minnechaug High, and she's bringing that to Assumption tonight.
Greyhounds attack there, and that is well placed and well done.
I like that play a lot. A little back two, kind of a quick half a slide to get some separation between the AIC middle blocker and number 14, Alana Hruska. Just the separation she needed to make a quality scoring opportunity come to fruition.
Hruska, the senior out of Marlborough, Connecticut, a very familiar face, has been strong for the Greyhounds all 4 years at Assumption. Right now, Kyra Belden will serve. There's a conversation being had right now as they're double checking something here, but whatever it was, the officials seem to be happy with what they saw from the table, and we play on as Rodriguez digs the serve. Here's the set, and Milani Hernandez with the blast into the back left corner.
Yeah, I mean, that tempo was great. She was up and full extended before the Assumption block really got off the ground. So she's able to find a good corner shot to zone one. Tough to defend, and if they do dig it, usually it's the setter back there. So it's a great spot to attack from the middle.
So many options for the Yellow Jackets as Rodriguez serves for AIC. Solid set. Kelly able to find the dig, and then a miscue there by the Yellow Jackets. Assumption just popped it back over, and
yeah,
sometimes you miss.
Assumption did a better job of defending that setter dump. Naomi went up to make a play. Assumption was finally ready for it this time, and that, again, milliseconds of hesitation on AIC's part is all the difference maker.
Krawcheck will serve, another senior, East Patchogue, New York, Long Island native, as AIC's offense gets working. You can hear the crowd whenever Andrea Serra gets into one, as she lands yet another kill for her Yellow Jackets. She's already got 4, and that is, there's nothing you can do.
They haven't had an answer for, and insistent. Not too many teams in the NE10 this year did. She's been really productive, firing on all cylinders, getting the hive buzzing tonight.
Serve by the Yellow Jackets. Not a great swing for the Greyhounds, as Soto Burgos ends up drawing the kill kind of further back than I think you'd want her to hit that ball.
Yeah,
Kevin.
she was a little off the net. I think the set came off a little bit, but she recognized it, kind of slowed up her approach, and made a nice smart shot. Didn't really follow through, kind of popped it short and right off the hands of the defensive blockers. Good tool kill.
You do what you got to do, and that's what makes the Yellow Jackets so good, as AIC finds a way to get that ball over the net. Here's the set. Sarah Rosa, cash money, and she didn't even crush that ball necessarily.
No, that was kind of a good wrist down shot to find zone 4, usually an undefended zone, and turns out there was an Assumption blocker, and then either way, Andrea should be credited with the kill. So Coach having to use his second timeout, here in set one, his second timeout. At 17-8, he's looking for a little momentum swing here, and I've been in his position, wondering what can I do to kind of get my team's head back in it. Shaking off a little bit of nerves here in this playoff experience, in this environment. Packed stands behind us. Hoping his team can find some momentum here to finish set one strong and maybe carry it over into set two.
Let's get another look from another angle on that play. As you see the way that she angled that, saw all the defenders in front of her, just able to rotate around enough to hit it the opposite way.
Really good ball manipulation there. Really smart play from a veteran hitter that, usually is throwing out the howitzer, and here she finds that, nice little spin shot to get the job done.
To use another baseball analogy, as Ted Williams likes to say, hit it where they aim. And it works so well for volleyball. And again, you don't, as you said, too, she pulled up, she didn't have to rip it. Honestly, if you try to blast that ball, you're way more likely to end up messing up, hitting it out of play, hitting it off the net. Just the touch into space.
And that's where most hitters usually fall victim to that trap. And I'm very proud of Andrea being an experienced outside hitter too. She's hitting close to 1,000, if not 1,000 right now. And she didn't have to go for the big swing. She played it smart, played it like a veteran.
5 kills on 6 swings, just a casual 833 as a dig there by Rodriguez. Here's the set. Soto Burgos the kill. The defender was there in Belden, just not quite able to get down and forward enough. It was like a half a step too far back.
Yeah, that's twice now in that zone. Paula's been able to find a kill just short of the defender. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a defensive adjustment on the right side attack, maybe in set 2.
Another serve as AIC lead by 10 now. Backline sort of attack. Rodriguez is set. Sarah Rosa just has to soft swing to get that ball over, and the Greyhounds take advantage. They got AIC a little out of sorts on that one.
They did, and we know when the dig came up and Rodriguez had to take it out of system, Andrea did a smart play. A lot of hitters will make an error on that pump set that's coming over your hitting shoulder. But Assumption was able to capitalize on the mistake.
And then commit one of their own as they serve it long. And if you're Assumption, you can't be giving away points to the Yellow Jackets, especially not when AIC's hitting 579.
Especially after a run they've had this late in the game, you got to put some points together here.
Dean with 3 kills. She's hitting 600. The whole rest of her team hitting 0. As that serve catches the line, Andrea Serrarosa with an ace, because why not? She is just so good at everything.
Really well-rounded player here.
Well, like we said, the defending MVP, and I imagine will be first team all-conference again. She does serve into the net this time. 20-10 though. If you're AIC, you're certainly a lot less worried about it.
Yeah, I think that's she's done her part to win this set here.
So the Greyhounds will have Montoya to serve, Aurora, Colorado native, Cherry Creek High. Gets into this one, Blomgren the dig. And Soto Burgos again, just
another one, good finesse, great touch. Again, a little off the net, kind of out of her normal rhythm. So she checked up and, again, smart swing. She pulled out the Ted Williams shot and paid off again.
Yeah, it's just been so brilliant for the Yellow Jackets, the way that they've been able to attack in so many ways with so many players, whether it's the middle, the left, the right, with high power or with soft touch, and Assumption just doesn't know what's coming. That's what it seems like. Dig there, hits the ceiling, which is in play, and you can see the face that Sarah Rosa just made. Unfortunate there for the Yellow Jackets. A home court disadvantage on that point for Assumption.
Absolutely, that dig was headed to target if the Raptors didn't get in the way. Very frustrating as a defensive player, but
nothing you can do about that as Alexis DeStasio, the freshman, with the serve. Kind of a low dig, but the Yellow Jackets make something out of it. And foul on Assumption into the net. No, double hit. That's what they signal.
Yeah, looks like a double hit. I don't see a number 2 in the court right now. Nice joust to the net, and I think Assumption had to try to get aggressive to win that joust and committed the error.
Janae Kelly, AIC, 3 points away from taking the first set in a big way. Up by 11. As Kelly floats one in, easy for Assumption to handle. And wait a minute.
Looks like we have a Yellow Jacket net error.
Yeah.
Greyhounds.
I like Assumption to put the slide into play. It's been the most productive play in women's volleyball the last couple of years, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it, especially when the Assumption setter's in the front row with only 2 other attackers. They're going to try to spread out the AIC defense across the net using that slide approach.
Rodriguez in, dig goes wide. At AIC able to make something out of it. Again, not what you're looking for out of block there at the front line. Greyhounds another swing, just tipped over Sarah Rosa. The Yellow Jackets find a way. Kelly able to go over with it. That'll allow the Greyhounds a nice set, but Blomgren there. And now Blomgren puts the hammer down. Assumption will just have to go over.
It's become a war of attrition here.
Yep. Milani Hernandez makes it happen.
We were just talking about the slide approach from Assumption here, and Milani throws it into good use there while the team is a little bit out of system. Long rally, fatigue setting in. Set a high ball to the right pin and let Milani do the rest.
It's the right play for the Yellow Jackets as Blomgren to serve here. AIC 2 points away from the first set. Serve is long, and the Greyhounds don't know what they want to do with it. You talk about how that moments of hesitation can be costly, and the Greyhounds there give the Yellow Jackets one.
Yeah, middle kind of got stuck in an awkward position, didn't quite know what to do with that ball, and didn't play it clean.
Set point, 24-12 the score. Blomgren. Assumption this time able to play it and play it well, but AIC's defense is there too. So is the ceiling once more. Kelly just tries to go over and can't.
Yeah, Rika came in and made a great dig to keep that play alive. It's good to see that Assumption's not let rolling over here at set point. They're going to continue to fight on and carry over to set 2.
Does the ceiling have 2 assists now? Is that how that works?
I think we should chalk them up to 2, yeah.
Belden serving here. And that'll be set point as it goes long. AIC gets the 25th the easy way. And they really have that whole set the easy way. They hit 480 as a team. Assumption hit 217, which isn't bad, but AIC with 15 kills and 3 errors on 25 swings. It's hard to win that way if you're the opposing team.
The numbers just aren't there. You know, Assumption wasn't able to be on the attack often enough. You know, that hitting percentage, you know, for many games, that'll get you close. You know, if you get in the 300 range, you're much closer to wins, but you know, those first 9-10 points, Assumption was just not on offense nearly enough when they were. It was easy digs that led to big swings and big kills for the Yellow Jackets.
And you look through the stats, Andrea Sararosa, 5 kills, no errors. Milani Hernandez swinging 4 for 4. Soto Burgos, 4 kills, no errors, 5 swings. It just, the 3 of them dominating. That's 13 points right there on, if my math is right, 16 swings with no errors. As a coach, if you're on the Assumption bench right now, what are you saying to your team?
Well, I think they got to start serve receiving better. They're putting their setter in tough positions at the net that then they can't set their offense. And, you know, the AIC block is good, so we got to get the first touch to the target. That way the target can, you know, set the offense here, get their hitters in some good rhythm because, you know, the last game we called against Assumption, they were neck and neck with AIC for most of set 1 and 3 when their offense was in system. They just weren't in system enough. They weren't getting quality passes. A couple unforced errors here and there, but a lot of good first ball side outs for AIC where just Assumption didn't even have a chance to dig and fight back. The rally was over just too quickly. It was an instant kill from the Yellow Jackets.
On the other side, if you're Matt Cribben in AIC, I mean, there's always things you can do better, but, you know, with everything the Yellow Jackets did so well in that set, is this something where maybe you just try not to say too much at all and just let them play?
I think so. I think he's got them well trained. The system's been full swing, and you know, the couple balls that fell from Assumption, most of them were tips or off speed. The 2 digs that fell were miscommunication errors between veteran players that you just don't typically see. So, you know, AIC is human after all, and they're able to, you know, commit a few errors that I think will be an easy cleanup here in set 2. I think if they continue to be strong from their service line, it's really going to put the pressure on Assumption to fight through this uncomfortable playoff environment at the Hive. It's tough to beat. It's been a year with not many fans in the stands across the state due to COVID concerns, the ease of live streaming now at home. So to play in this environment with this crowd, advantage AIC.
Yeah, it's certainly a big crowd. It's certainly a loud crowd. I'm looking behind me. I'll even give you all the benefit of it. You can see the camera, you can see the stands pretty full behind us here at the Patova Gym. It was certainly the same way for men's soccer. Their 2 playoff games, especially the Wednesday night win over St. Rose in the semifinal, and it's certainly good to see as an alum of AIC, the kids out supporting.
And they're still coming in groves. I like it. I like it a lot. It's bringing a great environment in. It's only going to fuel the Yellow Jackets to higher play.
With the new COVID rules that are in place, the teams do not switch sides, as Kevin may have mentioned in the last few broadcasts. So AIC will be going left to right the whole night. Yellow Jackets will watch Assumption serve first here in the second, though, as the team in blue looks to bounce back from a tough first set. Again, they did some good things. I really liked what Dean did offensively.
She didn't have a lot of opportunities when she got them. She made the best of them. She made smart swings. She made powerful swings. And, a couple of those balls ended up in the AIC Raptors and led to points for Assumption.
Yeah, Assumption, AIC had 25 swings. Assumption had 23 and only 2 errors. So their offense itself is fine. It was just getting into that offense that has been the problem for them, because AIC has just been so good. As the Greyhounds' first serve is going to be their first point. Hernandez just a little long of the back line.
Yeah, and it looked like the hitters were looking for a touch there, and I didn't see much as far as English on the ball, but it was a nice, quick slide right out of the gate here.
So Belden looking to make it 2, but she hits it long.
As they say in the volleyball culture, the ball doesn't lie, so when a team usually contests the call and then the next ball is a missed serve, that's the volleyball universe course correcting the human error involved.
Yeah.
I didn't have the best view on that attack, but it seems like the volleyball gods have straightened it out.
The late, great Tommy Heinsohn of the Boston Celtics, ball don't lie, of course, as Assumption to the attack, and the front line for AIC says no. Second effort for Assumption, dug out of the back, and then the Greyhounds get a touch. And now Sarah Rosa to swing, and again the placement. Nobody there. Anna Dean did everything she could, but there's nothing you can do about that.
What I like about that shot too, even if Dean makes the dig, now their best hitter is out of system on the ground, having to get up, recollect herself, and try to get back into offense. Really smart play by the veteran Sarah Rosa.
Rodriguez's serve into the back right corner. The Greyhounds, there's some miscommunication, and the Yellow Jackets will make them pay for it, or will they? It went out of play. Sarah Rosa couldn't find the line. The Greyhounds had 2 players collide. It popped over the net.
Yeah, the Greyhounds really got away with that unscathed, minus the physical collision. I mean, that should have been an easy point AIC, and, touch at the net, rolls into the antenna out of bounds. Greyhounds with a good stretch of luck here.
Sometimes you need to be lucky, as Andrea Sarah Rosa avenges that real quick.
Love that quick tempo. She was in system. The second the ball came off her platform, she knew this ball is coming back to me. And even if it didn't, there was a nice quick tempo coming to the right side pin. So she's definitely stressing out the Greyhound block at the net. They can't be in 2 places at once. They got to make a guess. And either way, they guess right, they still got to threaten the other pin.
And even if they do get there, she's just so good at placing the ball that it often doesn't seem to matter, as Eckert Rivera's serve into the back row. And the Greyhounds' first attack is rejected. Their second attack goes out of play.
A little bit of miscommunication there in the switch in the front row for the Greyhounds led to kind of an awkward recovery after that right side attack was blocked.
4-2 scores you can see in the top corner of your screen here on the NE10 Now network. And another serve for Eckert Rivera, and again setting up another miss.
Yeah, they're trying to feed that quick right side attack, trying to make the AIC outside hitter Andrea Serra be part of the blocking scheme, and not in full transition for one of her howitzer swings.
Another serve. Greyhounds placing the dig and then the set much better in the second set, I've noticed, as AIC getting into it at the line. They'll set up for Sarah Rosa, and this time Assumption able to find it. Tip at the back, almost a collision. That's what you want if you're Assumption, where Sarah Rosa can't swing hard. And now they're gonna get themselves in trouble. sooner do I say it. Soto Burgos, maybe not exactly what you wanted in that set, but she found a way again to find the hole in the defense.
Yeah, she put herself in a great spot to just make an efficient swing, and it was tough. The dig came up so fast and so tight to the net. Naomi Eckert-Rivera had to really sprint to the net, had to use a platform set to get the ball up in the air. So not a lot of time for Paolo to get set and make a a rip swing, but she's able to get up, swing high, swing smart, ball rattles around and falls for the kill.
Just saw a replay from a different angle there, and again, what you're describing there, that's the problem that Assumption's having with AIC is even when AIC is not quite perfect, they're still so good that they can make so many things out of nothing.
That's right, real calm, really steady, and just efficient. Right now, even when they're making off-speed plays, they're smart off-speed plays. They're applying pressure to the Greyhound defense so they can't swing back at them in transition. And I think that's going to be a big definitive factor here in set 2 is how well can the Greyhounds swing in transition? How many swings can they get from digs? Because they are digging the Yellow Jacket offense better here in set 2, but how many of those digs can they turn into quality swings? Because if they just get the ball up in order to live, AIC is going to end the rally.
Yeah, it is bad. Again, Assumption doesn't have a kill. AIC has 3. Now, they've committed 2 errors in this set, so certainly some mistakes, although one of those 2 errors, obviously, the hit out of bounds. But nevertheless, just continuing to roll in AIC's favor as Eckert-Rivera's serve. They'll go to the right side, will the Greyhounds. The Yellow Jackets will have a chance to respond, and they're going to get it.
Good tool kill off the block. I like that Coach Diego is kind of funneling a lot of the serves at the libero. They did that last game, too. The libero, she digs well, but in serve receive, she's passing a lot around the 10-foot line, which throws off the rhythm of that Greyhound offense. Just enough to lead to diggable swings.
Greyhounds will try a little different tactic this time. The soft touch doesn't help.
Is that Ada's first kill of the match?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, she was in the back row to start most of set 1, and they scored so many points that when she was in the front row, they typically set the pins. She didn't have a lot of opportunities to swing out of the middle.
I like, though, that Assumption made that in-set adjustment with how they attack the Yellow Jackets rather than just continuing to do what hasn't worked for them. Although, get to that one.
Great dig by the Greyhound libero.
And they're going to get the kill. Anna Dean again. They're going to go about as far, I think, as she can take them. They've got 8 kills, and she's responsible for half of them.
Yeah, that was a high-quality swing up top and hit the outside hand of the AIC blocker.
And that's Andrea Serra Rosa, too. As that hits the net, AIC finds a way to get a piece of it.
Yeah, I think
you shake your head at that one as a coach. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's when you chalk up to, all right, point Greyhounds. Let's move on to the next one. Andrea made a smart play to keep herself safe and healthy.
Yes, certainly not worth losing her over a point in this match right now. Speaking of, that's going to be out. She hits the line judge. Not going to make any friends that way.
No, but I think she was ready to avenge herself with that last ball. She wasn't able to quite touch and complete the rally. She put a little something extra into it and just sailed a bit long.
8-5 the score here. Blomgren, not the best dig, but a great set leads to a score. So, wait a minute.
No, line judge had it out of bounds. Just missed. Just missed a little long side. I wouldn't be surprised if the Greyhound serve goes back at Orica. I think they found a pretty good serving target.
They go to Rodriguez instead. Maybe wasn't expecting that, but and you can see Andrea Serra Rosa's face on that one.
That's right. The Greyhound block touched enough, and the libero made a sprawling dig to lay out the pancake successfully. No one was there to help her, keep that dig alive.
Only so much you can do with that. 9-6 the score, and Serra Rosa serving now. Drives into that one. The Greyhounds, Soto Burgos the dig. Blomgren not able to hit.
Yeah, she's reaching to try to swing over that block and around it, and just putting that extra 1 or 2 feet on that swing is all it takes for it to get out of bounds. She wasn't able to make much of an approach there due to the quality of the dig and the bump set from Naomi, but no, she was able to step close her feet and just popped it a little long.
On the set, Soto Burgos.
She found it. She put the hammer down there in between the block. They left a little gap and she exploited it right to the floor. I mean, that's what AIC needed after a couple broken plays, even a tough pass. Great job by Naomi to turn that into a terminating situation.
AIC had been, prior to that one, 6 kills, 6 errors in this set, as the Greyhounds look to get something going off the right side, and they will miss. Another point for AIC.
We're going to see that Greyhound slide again and again here in rotation 4 with the front row setter. There's only 2 Greyhound hitters in the front row. They're going to try and spread those pins as much as they can, trying to find that open space to manipulate, but that time a little too ambitious.
Laura Martinez the serve. Greyhounds just have to hit it forward. They'll go for the push. Sarah Rosa good defensively. Soto Burgos the kill. Just everything you want from AIC there, and it forces another Assumption timeout.
Great job feeding the hot hitter there. Soto Burgos has the hot hand right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more sets like that. The Assumption outside hitters, not able to complete her blocking assignment. And I got to give Ada Guerrero Martinez the credit there for the dig. Middles are not known for their defensive presence in the back row, even on that smart push by the Greyhound outside hitter. Ada made a great play that led to a good opportunity for Paula to score.
And when you have players who are multifaceted and capable of doing different things, it just really, again, makes it so hard to defend, much in the same way of how AIC has so many attackers that can all do damage with their swings. A player like Amanda Rodriguez, for instance, who's obviously known as a defensive specialist, but she's a really good passer in her own right, too. That's another thing. And you're seeing it there, as you said, with Galera Martinez able to get a good defensive play from that perspective that you don't normally see.
And the coaching staff's got to be happy because she's a good server, and we love to have our middle serving, but that middle has to play back row defense. And if you're the opposing team, if you know there's a middle in the back row, especially out of system, push that ball to the middle, make her move, make her make a dig, because typically they're in distress there in the back row, waiting for the libero to come in and take them out. So hats off to Ada there. Let's see if she can keep this run going after the Greyhound timeout.
And the big thing too right now is Rodriguez is not on the floor for the Yellow Jackets right now, so they got Sarah Rosa back there. In addition to Martinez, as she serves. Greyhounds will try to take advantage of that, but Sarah Rosa is there. Here's the set. Blomgren, just a touch. Greyhounds say no. They'll go the other way, and AIC just does it again. That is Soto Burgos.
Wow, just a smart play. The set was left a little inside as the set was going backwards from zone 4, but smart play. The Greyhound block had already committed to get in front of her for that big swing, and she just manipulated the time and space so well there on a broken play.
An Assumption just caught going right when AIC was going left. Is another serve, miscue into the bench. You don't have to worry about your middle blocker being on the back row if she lands an ace.
I agree, and this is what we talked about in between set 1 and 2. The Greyhound service team has got to be better. They're standing up and putting balls where can't be played, and got to get them up to target here, especially in rotation 4.
And then back the other way as that serve sails long. You just see it float through the air, and you knew it wasn't coming down.
You hate to see it when the Greyhounds are stuck on a tough rotation. Rotation 4 is always difficult. As Napoleon says, don't interrupt your enemies while they're making mistakes. AIC let them get away with that one.
We've had Ted Williams, we've had Napoleon Bonaparte. I love it. Speaking of service errors, that one sails a bit too far.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's the extra bodies in here breathing. There's a little more moisture in the air that ball is just hanging up top a little longer.
Oh, I'm certainly putting out plenty of hot air myself here. Janae Kelly to serve here. Let's see if the third time's the charm between these two teams after back-to-back errors. That one will be playable. And the Greyhounds, oh my, that's going to be 4 though.
Wow, good defensive effort on that tip. That's where Assumption's been very productive tonight. They've been tipping pretty well, making the AIC defenders sprawl out, get low.
And Sophia Noel will serve. 15-9 the score. AIC ahead comfortably, but not completely running away and hiding with this as Rodriguez. The dig, Blomgren, oh my goodness. Down the line, good luck.
I couldn't see from this angle if she got over the block or hit right through the seam, but there was nothing there to stop her. Sophia was up playing defense for the tip, and Ulrika just went hard and strong right over the top.
Yeah, I mean, that just was straight through. Blomgren will serve again. Gets into this one a bit low. That allows the Yellow Jackets to get there defensively on a very diggable swing, and well, the Greyhounds defense at the front doing well until number 16.
The Terminator, she'll be back. In the front row and in the rally, a couple really good defensive plays by the Yellow Jackets to keep that alive and feed it out to their terminating hitter.
10 kills, 6 digs for Cerro Rosa. It's a pretty good line as Blomgren gets a little help from the net and gets the ace. And that'll make it 18-9, and the Yellow Jackets suddenly doubling up the Greyhounds once again.
Right, it seemed close a second ago, and
it's not. Looks can be deceiving. Blomgren's serve. Okay, there's Cerro Rosa with an interesting little redirect, and then at the front, her and Melanie Hernandez some blocks, and then Rodriguez hits one trying to pass to me, I think. And a friendly reminder that I am not in play, and while my sister is a good volleyball player, I'm not. There's a reason I'm doing this.
That's good to keep it in the hive here. They're keeping us part of the team here.
Hey, listen, I'm all for it. So Belden will serve. Easy dig for Rodriguez. The set. Good defense by the Greyhounds at the front. They'll get another look, and it is not off, and the number 16 gets blocked, but credit to Alana Ruska and Anna Dean getting up to that ball and making a play.
I think after, so many attacks, they finally are starting to find Andrea's rhythm a little bit, reading the set and play, and just getting good hands in front of the ball.
On the dig. You know they're not going to get two. And you know that she wants revenge, and I can see the look on your face. You've seen that movie before.
That was a pretty tempo. That quick tandem attack with the middle going up. It looks like a middle set, and then Andrea just comes out from the left pin to smoke that one. Great bounce back there from the Yellow Jackets.
Rodriguez the serve into the back corner. The Greyhounds just have to hit it over. It's all they can do with it. The set, the swing, it's blocked again, and that front line of Dean and Ruska.
Yeah, Ruska was laying in wait for that block. She didn't have to move much at all, just kind of got up and early and in on his face, and that was all it needed. It was a good, well-formed block. Credit to the Greyhound blockers.
And you got to think that they were expecting after the fake that AIC would go to the middle that time. So able to read it well, but then they give it right back.
That's been a catalyst here. You can't mount a comeback without serves.
And the fifth service error for the Greyhounds. You can't give that many points away to these Yellow Jackets. 20-12, the score here.
It's a 15-12 game without those service errors.
Yep. They get a kill that time, and it was off the hands of Goodhue.
Yeah, Goodhue with a nice off-speed shot, a little wrist action roll shot, and put some good English on the ball to have it dive down.
It's interesting here, though. Goodhue has taken the most swings for the Greyhounds. 14 swings, only 2 kills, which tells you what the Yellow Jackets defense has been up to as Soto Burgos hits the line judge again. Did that guy, do something to them? I don't know. It's the second time he's taken one.
I don't think so. I like David. He's a good guy. He's a good line judge, and I think it's
in the wrong place. Blomgren the dig. Here's the swing. Guess who? But Assumption's dig that it goes over the net, and 6 Yellow Jackets watch it fall. Somebody's got to take that ball.
That's a tough miscue in this rotation because Andrea's on the right side, so Paola's on the left. Maybe there's a little bit of mischemistry there between her and Ada, but definitely one the Yellow Jackets want back.
Soto Burgos is going to get it back very quickly. For a freshman, she is just so calm, so steady, doesn't try to do too much, just makes the right play. Her 10th kill on 14, or 9th kill, excuse me, on 14 swings. And that's a rookie.
Yeah, I thought she was a sophomore or junior my first night when I was calling the game.
Sarah Rosa, the serve. Good dig, good set. Not much of an attack for the Greyhounds. They'll go to Soto Burgos again in the back line, able to pull it out. Quick play, and hey, that is a very nice look for the Assumption Greyhounds, who are not out of this yet, 21-15. That might be the best offense.
It really was, and they did it off a dig. It was, it wasn't a free ball or a broken play. It was a great quality dig right to target, who was able to find the middle on a quick attack. Not something you often see, even at this level. Tough to find the middle off digs.
On the set, on the swing, Blomgren is money. There's just no resting. And the Yellow Jackets, in all their different rotations, always have 2 or 3 players out there who can just shove the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
Even when Sarah Rosa's on the back row, you got Blomgren, you got Soto Burgos, you got Hernandez. There's just no break.
Blomgren made a great swing off the Greyhound block.
Good defense at the front line for the Yellow Jackets, an easy set. And Soto Burgos with another one.
It's popping down the line out there. The set was out to the antenna, letting her just take a full swing and full crack. Not even sure if the block was near her attack based on the angle I'm looking at, but based on the result, I wouldn't even know if there was a blocker there. I don't hit that well in hitting lines.
Leonard Martinez, the serve, AIC 2 points away, and they defend well. Assumption able to play it over. Hernandez the set, and the Greyhounds stay alive again over. Good work by Blomgren to read that, trying to catch the Greyhounds. It doesn't work. And now Sarah Rosa, backline dig. They'll set Uli, and she just tips it into open space. You're waiting for her to go up to try to hammer it, and she throws the changeup.
That's right. She caught him looking. Everyone was on their heels, waiting for that big dig to, try to win the rally, and the changeup got it.
For the set. Greyhounds can't get the kill down. Blomgren will. The dig there doesn't work, and AIC 1 set away, 25-16. And the Yellow Jackets just closing in on advancing to the NE10 semifinals.
Really great display of Ori's hitter toolbox there. Blomgren was just making the best from her rhythm, the set, the block defense setup. I mean, throwing the changeups, throwing the curveballs, tossing the sinker next set. I wouldn't be surprised.
You think we'll see a knuckleball anywhere in there?
Potentially, maybe from the service line in the form of float serve, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Andrea Serra flying out of the back row for some attacks. It's either that or they'll save that and wait for the semifinals, trying to get the back row attackers more involved. They were a weapon the last 2 games.
And I'll tell you, this is an incredible statistic for you here. And we're only 2 sets deep. Andrea Serra already has a double-double. 11 kills, 11 digs, which is just absurd. When your number 1 outside hitter has your team lead in digs and you're hitting 356 anyway, there's nothing you can do about that as the opposing team. That's when you know you're just outmatched.
Yeah, there's too many weapons on the other side, and you're not executing at a high enough level to slow them down. I think Andrea's really getting a lot of those digs while the middles are serving. She's playing that middle back defense, and she's eating up a lot of these balls that the AIC block is funneling right towards one of their top defenders.
And the Yellow Jackets with 32 digs, the Greyhounds with just 13. What does that tell you about the quality of chances that both teams are getting?
Well, that tells me that AIC is just in rhythm, in system, and Assumption, once again, a repeat of what we talked about after the last intermission, not enough in-system swings. When they have, they've had 3-4 quality options when they get that perfect dig or that perfect pass out of serve receive, but just not seeing enough of those quality first touches to, execute quality third touches.
And you look at the stats for Assumption, I see Dean, 4 kills, 1 error on 9 swings. Not bad, 333. Same with Ritterhoff, 4 kills, 1 error on 9 swings. But I'm looking at everybody else. DeStasio, 2 kills on 8 swings. Bruska, 1 kill, 1 error, 10 swings. Goodhue, 1 kill, 1 error, 15 swings. Not able to finish, which means either AIC's defense is playing out of its mind, or more likely, they're not getting good stuff to swing at in the first place.
I think it's more the latter, where they're just not in system enough, and when they are, the AIC block has been pretty efficient. The diggers are in good spots, getting good quality reads on the ball, getting good touches, and I think I'd be curious to see how many of those kills are those tips, are those tools off the block, where blockers are defenseless once they're midair. It's easy to go off someone's pinkies for a point out of bounds, but the Greyhounds have done a good job tipping short and kind of disrupting the defense untraditionally. Instead of throwing bombs at them, they're throwing the soft stuff, and it's finding its way to score points.
The problem for the Greyhounds is simply that it's not finding its way to score enough points to counteract the fact that the Yellow Jackets are still hitting, even after not hitting great in that second set. They had 9 errors, still hitting 339 as a team. And it starts with Sara Rosa hitting 444. That's really hard to compete with. Blomgren will lead off the serve here in the third.
Yep, and that means Andrea's front and center, ready to go.
Now, if you're Assumption, you've got to get this first point. You can't let her get a swing.
Looks like Anna Dean will be on the outside for this first point, so I think it'll be a good outside hitter matchup for both teams. Seeing who can execute and score in this first round.
Here we go, third and maybe the final set. Yellow Jackets win it, they move on to the NE10 semifinal here on Friday night, and the serve is off. And the Greyhounds attack is blocked at the front line. It's Sara Rosa, it's Hernandez, and it is 1-0 AIC. Not even an attack, just great blocking.
They're
defense.
definitely cued in with only 2 hitters in the front row. They know the ball's going out to Dean on the outside, or they're going to try to find the middle. So Andrea's kind of cheating in, helping out Milani for that double block.
Greyhounds able to find something there, and then a touch, but Kelly with the dig. Sara Rosa, it's blocked back the other way. Greyhounds that time, it's Belden and Ruska getting it done.
Yeah, Ruska got a nice press there. She really got in front of Andrea well and was able to get a nice press formed over the net to lead to that block kill. That's a good response from the Greyhound defense to get their server back on the line.
On the dig off the serve, it's Hernandez. First time she's gotten a kill since the beginning of the first set, believe it or not. And she'll come out after that one and get a bunch of high fives from the bench. New Haven leading Southern New Hampshire 2-0. St. A's up on Bentley 22-20 in the second set. The Skyhawks with the first set. And Bentley leading 1-0, but Southern Connecticut has set point. As the dig here by Rodriguez. Sara Rosa, just a soft touch.
Veteran roll shot into a good open space. She must have great vision up there to see that opening and go for it. Either that or she's getting great instructions from the coaching staff on the defensive movements of the Greyhounds to try to stop this big threat.
I think it's a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, because she's been a phenomenal player, and obviously Yellow Jackets very well coached. As a serve to the set to the outside for Sara Rosa. Greyhounds able to find something to do with it, and then their attack comes down for a kill. That was Goodhue. They set that ball right in her wheelhouse, and she's able to make it land.
Goodhue did a great job transitioning it back to the outside, and even though that set was left a little inside, she was able to set her feet and take a big swing when the Greyhounds needed it.
3-2 AIC. Blomgren with the dig off the serve. They'll set Guillermo Martinez, just pops it over. Greyhounds attack, blocked. Guillermo Martinez right on the front line, not a great swing, but gets the block instead, had some help with Sara Rosa.
She broke out a little early for the slide attack and found herself a little out of rhythm with that early tempo, but made up for it with a great block in the middle.
Guilt is a powerful motivator, and that time after a mistake, she made up for it right away. AIC serving. AIC blocking. Assumption finding a way to stay alive. But the Yellow Jackets are going to get something nice here for Soto Burgos.
I knew in my gut they were going to go back to her after she made the dig. Setter was close. It was an easy set with a hot hitter. And, you know, there hasn't been really an answer in zone 1 defense for Assumption there for Paula.
Hasn't been an answer in any form of defense for her. Hitting .529, 11 kills, 2 errors, and 17 swings. Greyhounds looking for something here, and they find it. Tip it over the top, as you've said a couple of times. Ruska gets another kill.
Smart move because, you know, it's a quality middle hitter, and Andrea Sereb hopped in to help out with that middle block, so found that open space where Andrea typically plays defense.
Blomgren the dig. Set, swing. Nothing there. Now it's going to be Assumption's attack. Rejected, but out of play. And so the kill will go to DeStasio as Sarah Rosa gets a hand on it, but can't get it to come down in play.
She knew she was close. Her facial expression knew that ball wasn't out by much. She would like that one back, but a good defensive presence.
Blomgren, who has had a couple good digs off the serve, as Soto Burgos tries to hit the corner and hits the line judge for a third time.
We've got our first tie of the match here at 5-5.
Assumption not rolling over, as you said. And quickly untied as they hit it into the net.
Yeah, that's been the Achilles heel tonight. They get a nice little run. They're close, building momentum, and that missed serve just scoops it away.
6 service errors. Considering they've actually had as many service errors as they've had attacking errors, which is astounding. AIC just misses the line. Sarah Rosa trying to land it on that right sideline and just missing there. So
she didn't miss by much. It was a good aggressive error, but not one, you know, she typically commits.
I don't hate going for it in that situation. As this serve is short, Sarah Rosa rushing in. Soto Burgos has to just pop it over. And the Greyhounds will make the Yellow Jackets pay.
An underutilized weapon there, that short serve with little speed, brings in the serve receivers. It's a great way to disrupt the serve receive, which then in turn disrupts the offense. Gives the Greyhounds a chance to dig and swing in system. That's what they're looking for. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few more of those kind of easy short serves.
It's exactly what they do. But this time the Yellow Jackets are ready for it. And Uli Blomgren, well, the Greyhounds stay alive, although they're going to have to just go over with it. I don't think they're going to get another save. They don't.
That violation by the setter. It's tough because they had, you know, had that second quality dig.
Yeah. I was going to say they did a little better than I thought that they were going to, but and credit their defense for making 2 plays on 2 tough swings. The Yellow Jackets showing faith in Uli going back to her.
Yeah.
She had 2. I mean, there's nothing she did wrong. Those are good swings. It's just good defense. But the Greyhounds can't catch a break there, although they do catch a break with the service error. They retake the lead.
You know, I like this. So this is a good playoff atmosphere to help train the Yellow Jackets for what the semis will look like. I think this is a good opportunity to rise above and bounce back.
Well, Bentley, by the way, has taken a 25-24 lead in the second set. They now have second set point as AIC with a tip. Soto Burgos pointing down at the ground where she just put the ball.
Yeah, no question there. That was down for a kill. She made sure we knew. It was interesting to see that Bentley and Stonehill dropped their regular season finishers to help AIC get the opportunity to claim that regular season championship.
St. A's with an ace taking the second set 26-24 after losing the first one 27-25. Think that's a close match? Greyhounds attack goes just a bit outside. I love that play by Assumption. That little tip play, just trying to float it over the defense. It doesn't work.
It was the right move with a little bit of execution error.
Looks like New Haven is handling Southern New Hampshire pretty well. As that long hit and Kelly can't do anything with it. Rutherford gets the kill. Bentley had taken the first set from Southern Connecticut 25-21. They're up 26-25. The winner of that match plays the winner of this match in the semifinals. So obviously more of a close eye kept on that one here in Springfield. As to the outside, Blomgren blocked but out of play.
Blocked, I think that was off Ruska's nose. It looks a little red, and she's definitely feeling to make sure there's no blood, but that's a heck of a wake-up call. It's a nice problem to have as a blocker when it's going off your face.
That means you're in the right place.
You're absolutely right place, right time, and it's been a few years since I've had my nose above the top of the net.
10-9 AIC. Blomgren serving now for the Yellow Jackets and gets it to the back line, and then it hits the ceiling, which disrupts the attack for Assumption a little bit. Very diggable swing as a result. Sarah Rosa
Rodriguez
blocked.
with an
Wow.
incredible dig.
Belden ends up with the kill for Assumption. That was just a sort of a comedy of errors in the sense, not actual mistakes, but just weird things happening over and over.
Yeah, ball got blocked, and Rodriguez made a great, quality defensive play to keep it alive, but it went over the net and back into an Assumption attack.
That short serve again, it's in front of Rodriguez, it's an ace. And the Greyhounds back on top, 11-10. Not going quietly here in Springfield in the I-90 rivalry. Rodriguez this time able to play it. Milani Hernandez's attack. Diggable, and they do. And then she comes up with the block at the front with the help from Naomi Eckert-Rivera.
I like that. Milani going after zone one, taking out the setter. Assumption out of system, going into a bump set from the libero, leads to the outside hitter error in the net. It's exactly what you draw up if you can't go for the kill, disrupt the offense.
And you let them beat themselves if you can't beat them directly. As tip play again, the Yellow Jackets, you can hear them all yelling. They knew what was coming. Sarah Rosa didn't get all of that one. Now Assumption's attack the other way. Another set, another swing, another kill. Thundering.
That's right, she found momentum into that one. And I like that the AIC defense is reading that quick 31 shoot out to the Assumption middle blocker. It's led to 3 tips the last 3 times they've tried to execute it. So they've seen the for success now.
Rodriguez, there's that
Excellent,
float serve.
excellent float.
And the Greyhounds can't do much with it. Here comes the set, the swing. Dug out by the libero for Assumption. On the left side. And Assumption fouled, and AIC knew it. You saw the whole bench react.
They have a great view of that ball at the antenna. The line judge had it as well. Ball came across the net on the wrong side of the antenna. Even though the libero for the Greyhounds made a great dig on Andrea Sarah Rosa there, she was frustrated as she quickly got up off her knees. And it was, usually when I make a dig on a top hitter, I'm pretty excited, to keep that play alive. But she knew she didn't get the dig what she wanted to put her setter in a position to attack the Yellow Jackets.
Bentley 30, Southern Connecticut 28.
Wow.
Falcons lead the Owls in the second, take the second set, 2-0 lead for them. So we are perhaps looking at an AIC Bentley semifinal. That's where it appears to be heading. Meanwhile, as we said, Stonehill and St. A's, that is a dogfight.
Yeah, they seem to be locked.
Skyhawks. Yeah, that is.
Doesn't take much to separate a match like that. A lot of coaches say you need to be just 2% better than your opponent to win. Seems that's case in point right there. You don't need to do much different. Maybe it's one less missed serve, one less unforced error, and that match is yours.
SNU does lead the third set 6-5 at New Haven, but hitting 096 as a team. Now New Haven only hitting 235 is not necessarily great, but I'm seeing, as I look at the live stats on that match, a lot of errors. 8 service errors by the SNU, 16 attack errors. You're not going to beat a team like New Haven doing that. The Chargers look to be on their way to the NE10 semifinal. They'll play the winner of St. A's and Stonehill if they hang on, assuming Southern New Hampshire doesn't pull off the magical comeback. And again, they do lead that third set 7-5. So it's certainly not over. And this time of year, they're not going to just roll over and accept it. Everybody's going to be battling hard till the end.
That's right. 1 point at a time is all it takes. It's all we got.
Yep.
Win this point.
Win this one and move on to the next.
speaking of winning this point, a great timeout by the coach from the Assumption Greyhounds. You know, Amanda Rodriguez is a great server, but you know that's all a coach can hope for is that you call a quality timeout and put a point in the stat sheet for coach.
They do that, and now can they put another one and tie this thing back up here in the third set? Kralchik with a serve, right to Blomgren, fields it cleanly, and that sets Sarah Rosa. And when you got a clean dig like that, and a great set like that, and the best hitter in the conference like that, you're getting the point.
I agree, and that's been the difference maker. You know, Ori didn't even have to move much in serve receive. It was pretty much right at her belly button, able to pop it up perfectly in the system, and then you got Andrea coming full speed.
Serve from the back line by Eckert Rivera. Greyhounds to the attack. Blomgren able to find it. They'll set Sarah Rosa again. It's blocked, and it lands just inside the line. Ruska with another block. Goodhue is getting an assist as well. Fifth block by Ruska. It's what they need her to do, but they need her to swing well as well if they're going to come back in this one. Well, certainly has been a very good player over her career for Assumption. And the Greyhounds just get the point back. That's
been the other one. You know, if they can clean up their service errors, it's really going to help AIC work for those points.
Both teams with 7 service errors. There's been a bit of give and take there with that. Sarah Rosa serving for AIC. Breaking ball into the back line. The Greyhounds with a phenomenal play on that ball. And Goodhue with a great finish. Looking like what AIC's attack has looked like a lot of the night.
Yeah, that was a really high quality swing. And with Andrea Sarah Rosa in the back row, Ori was at the net blocking. You know, that was her blocking assignment, and I really give credit to Goodhue. That was a powerful swing in system and rhythm from a great back set.
Sarah Rosa, the dig off the back line. They'll set up Soto Burgos. And she just keeps finding ways.
She does. She finds a way to get the ball across the net, and even off the hand of the blocker, you know, the Assumption defense is forced to make a flail dig, one-handed. You know, Holy Mary, Mother of Grace, please let me keep this off my face and just keep it in the air. Didn't work out this time.
Yara Martinez, the serve now for AIC. She goes into the back right corner. Assumption, good set, good swing. And it's knocked back over by Yara Martinez. That'll give the Greyhounds a chance at another. And I think they might have just wasted it. They'll set Soto Burgos for a tip. I don't think that's what you wanted if you're AIC either. And the Greyhounds find a hole as the right side wide open.
Yeah, that was a tough, you know, they made a bad defensive transition there. But it's tough with Rodriguez not in the back row. You know, Ada did a great job as middle coming in to take that out of system ball, but put the ball a little too tight for Paula to take a quality swing and forced her into that tip.
Well, they certainly don't want Eckert Rivera setting, which is what you got here. And Soto Burgos tries the touch. The Greyhounds were ready. Swing on the other side, and Rodriguez the dig. Back row attack from Sarah, that time out of necessity. Again, what the Greyhounds want, but the front line for AIC doing its job, and they'll line up Uli Blomgren. Nothing there. Greyhounds tip play, tipped at the line by AIC. Battle at the net mouth. It's kicked over, which is legal, by the way. You don't see it often, but it goes long. Justin Tucker is not a volleyball player for a reason.
No, but there was some quality chances. A great net play by both teams. You're hoping for maybe one dig or one pass off the net a little more to reset the offense, but they both kept it alive and didn't quite score on that goal.
Kelly with the serve for AIC. You can hear Blomgren call out for it, able to make a dig. Back row attack from Sarah Rosa. Greyhounds with a great swing through as Dean again picks up another one. She's only a freshman. She's somebody that I think you're going to have to watch out for the next 3 years.
She's going to be a force, absolutely. She's swinging smart, swinging with power and intent with every single touch.
On the serve, Sarah Rosa able to find it. Quick set, but Hernandez is too long with the swing. Going for that back row. It's the right play. Again, there is nobody there. If she can get that ball down, it's going to be a kill, but...
Yeah, she caught it a little flat and it just kind of, flew out past the end line.
Crowd trying to get the Yellow Jackets in it, and they're going to get the point. Blomgren
Maybe that was what we needed. That chant got us back in the groove.
You got a bunch of softball players and lacrosse players.
Oh, that'll do it.
They're all good at being loud, that's for sure. I spend enough time working with those teams to know, especially the softball players. There's no group of people on the planet better at chanting things at sporting events.
There's no such thing as mute on that team.
No. Oh, goodness, no. Blomgren. Serve low, tough dig for the Greyhounds, and it's all they can do to just pop the ball over the net. Here's the set, and Andrea Rosa.
They look like they have a net violation on that block, but hats off to the Greyhound libero. That was a quality dig to stand in there and take that one.
Yeah.
Ball might have landed for a kill on the AIC side at that net violation.
And if they hadn't had that net violation, it did actually land in bounds, and I think it went off of a leg. Would have been the most impressive point in the history of Batova Gym. But that's a pretty impressive play for the Greyhounds. Again, just Ruska floats it over the defense. 19-18 the score here in this third set.
That's the second time Ruska's taken advantage of Andrea Rosa coming in to help out with the block and manipulating that open space behind her, really making Rodriguez try to play two defensive spots at once.
If there's anybody in this conference that's good enough to do it, it's Rodriguez. Here's the set, and I believe Sarah Rosa is going to get credit for another one there because Assumption.
And they said Ruska was in the net, middle blocker with a big aggressive move, trying to slow down that big hitter.
2018, and Rodriguez to serve. AIC 5 points away from the semifinal. The serve. Assumption going over with it right to Kelly, though. This is an easy set and an even easier kill. Perfect placement. And again, when you've got a setter of the caliber of Eckert Rivera and an easy ball to set like that, and then Guerra Martinez just finishes.
She fed Guerra Martinez so well, and she found a great open spot in that zone one seam. And quality there too, AIC getting in the system here to get back in rhythm and disrupt. And I think, a lot of credit there should go to the server. Being able to put in a good serve, disrupt the Greyhound serve receive to lead to a free ball. That's stuff coaches dream about. If we can disrupt them enough. When you're serving, a lot of coaches will say serving is a defensive skill. Mm-hmm. A good serve puts the other team in out of rhythm, leads to, a good defensive setup on your end. Getting your blocker set up the net, defense a bit low in the back row, and good defense leads to good transition swings.
And what you've seen is a lot of that tonight. Eckert with 41 assists in a three-set match is phenomenal. And then you've got 44 kills on 90 swings.
That's great, swinging at about 500 there.
Yeah. 15 attack errors, so they're officially hitting 322, but...
That's too bad.
But even
a lot of those attack errors haven't missed by much.
No. And again, you're looking at Soto Burgos hitting 435, Blomgren hitting 400, Sarah Rosa hitting 333, Hernandez hitting 300.
That was the second and final timeout for the Greyhounds, so there's nothing left coach can do except maybe some long subs, try to slow down this AIC momentum.
Yellow Jackets 4 points away from the NE10 semifinal as Rodriguez's serve is going to be an ace. Mishit off the libero Illig, and A-Rod puts the Yellow Jackets that much closer.
Last time coach called a timeout was when A-Rod was serving. He got her to make a net violation. I think he was hoping for some of that coaching magic once again. She made him pay for it.
That's all you can do sometimes. Another serve. She got the line and another ace. Everything coming up now for the Yellow Jackets. Just 2 away, and the crowd knows it. The Yellow Jackets, one of their 3 seniors looking to make it 3 aces. It's not going to happen. Greyhounds don't get much of an attack out of it. Rodriguez, great dig. Here's the set, and Andrea Rosa.
I think everyone in the gym knew the ball was going out to her the second that sprawling dig came up from Rodriguez.
Crowd is chanting. They know what's coming. Rodriguez the serve. And that will do it. Or will it? No, it did not hit the ground. Here comes the set. Not again. Assumption not going gentle into that good night. But Kelly, and now blocked. The Greyhounds by the barest of margins survive. The crowd thought, I thought, we all thought, they said no. We're not done yet.
There was an athletic pancake there to keep that play alive. Hater to love it. Impressive.
Got to get the next 5 if you're Assumption. Here's the serve, easy dig for Blomgren. Here it comes, ball game! Yellow Jackets win, 25-19, 3-0 the final. AIC advances to the Northeast 10 Conference semifinal right here at Henry Batova Gymnasium at 5 o'clock. Hard to argue with everything AIC did tonight,
great.
Kevin.
Nope, they showed what they've got. I mean, that first set was just a cataclysmic event of offense, just pure offense all the time, firing on all cylinders. I'm glad the Greyhounds were able to make some adjustments and pressure the Yellow Jackets because that's the kind of challenge they're going to need here on on Friday for the semis.
Southern Connecticut leading that third set 10-7. They trail Bentley 2-0. They're going to have to come all the way back. The winner of that match will be the Yellow Jackets' opponent in the semifinals. AIC did defeat both of them 3-1 over Southern Connecticut back on October 10th. 3-0 against Bentley on November 6th, both on the road. So those teams have not had to come to Batova Gym. Kevin,
I think they're in for a rude awakening when they come here. Tonight it was buzzing, and I think we got a good vibe and good energy in this gym. I know it'll be here again on Friday.
You want to take your shot at picking a player of the match?
Player of the match. I don't think it would be. You'd have to mount a huge argument to say not give it to Andrea Sararosa, but some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. I mean, Rodriguez always a rock in the back row, but Naomi Eckert finding her hitters really well in system. I'm not sure what the offense would look like with that piece, maybe not in the lineup tonight, but I think offensively it's got to be Andrea.
Paula Soto Burgos, 13 kills, swung .435, which was the high for the match among players with multiple kills as well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her a little bit more on Friday night, as they have to spread the pins out maybe a little more. She had a really great night and showed her offensive worthiness tonight.
And Rodriguez, as you brought up with the 12 digs, a couple aces there at the end. Hernandez, five kills, a great night from her, a quick start for the Yellow Jackets. Uli Blomgren, the freshman, 7 kills, only 1 error on 15 swings, fantastic. 9 digs as well. The defense coming from everywhere. Janae Kelly with 6 digs. And obviously, as you said, Eckert with 43 assists, such a valuable piece for this AIC team.
Yeah, I think my player of the match vote goes to Andrea because of the double-double as well.
Yeah.
Remembering how many digs her serve received tonight, high-quality stuff. And maybe if Paolo was a 6th rotation player, she'd have some, similar dig stats to go with it. She was great at her position. She played her role, played her part beautifully tonight, and was able to really give Andrea some options. A lot of those kills come from the defense, worrying about Paula on the right side of the attack.
Yeah, just a complete game from the Yellow Jackets, unsurprisingly. So we'll see you Friday at 5 o'clock for everybody in our athletic communications department. Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets. Good night and good luck.
Seth, thank you for having me.